welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into Amazon. I mean, it's a company that's just everywhere, right? Feels like part of our daily lives.
Absolutely. It's woven into everything.
So the question is, how did this, online bookstore become this massive global trillion-dollar thing, touching commerce, cloud computing, even our smart homes? It's quite a story.
It really is. And for this deep dive, we're drawing on some fascinating sources, especially one called Amazon's Ascent, From Books to Global Domination.
Okay.
Our goal here is really to pull out the key insights, the surprising bits from Amazon's journey. We'll cover the stuff people know, but also, the less obvious strategic moves, those big decisions, even the controversies that let Jeff Bezos and Amazon fundamentally reshape things.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning then. 1994, Jeff Bezos, garage, Bellevue, Washington. That's the classic origin, right?
Yep, the garage mythos.
And it wasn't even called Amazon at first. It was Cadabra.
Yeah, Cadabra. Apparently someone misheard it as cadaver, so.
Oh, right. Good call changing it. So Amazon.com, named after the river, and it launches in 95 as a bookstore. Earth's biggest bookstore.
That slogan itself was ambitious from the start.
And that first book sold fluid concepts and creative analogies. Kind of niche.
Hofstadter, yeah. Definitely not a mainstream bestseller to kick things off.
But what gets me about those early days, the really lean start, Bezos apparently began with just, $10,000 of his own cash?
It's surprisingly little, yeah, $10,000.
And the business plan, he wrote it driving across the country, New York to Seattle.
That's the story. Quite the road trip project.
And I love this detail. The early website had a bell that rang every time they sold a book.
Imagine how annoying that got later on, but charming initially.
Definitely quaint.
But think about it. Starting so small, calling yourself Earth's biggest bookstore, it just screams audacity. It tells you a lot about Bezos' vision from day one.
It wasn't just about books, was it?
No, not really. It was about dominating a space, setting a precedent, that ambition to scale, right from the absolute beginning, that really laid the groundwork for everything that followed.
And scale they did, fast. Because it wasn't long before they moved way beyond books.
Right.
By 1998, they're adding music, video, then toys, electronics, home goods, just boom, boom, boom.
Expanding the catalog rapidly.
And then 2000. This feels like a huge moment. Amazon Marketplace, letting other people sell stuff on their site.
A pivotal moment, absolutely. Transforming from just a retailer to a platform.
And the inside story there, codenamed Project Ocean, suggests they knew how big it could be.
Definitely hints at the scale they envisioned.
But wasn't there pushback? Like, investors were nervous about letting competitors onto their turf.
Oh, yeah. Big-time skepticism. Why let others compete with your own sales? It seemed counterintuitive to many.
But strategically.
Yeah.
Brilliant, right. They got massive selection without holding all the inventory.
Exactly. Less risk. Huge scale. And look now, over 60% of stuff sold on Amazon, it's from those third-party sellers.
Wow, over 60%.
It was a masterstroke, really. It demonstrated this ruthless pragmatism. Why carry the risk if you can build a platform and let others use it, even if they compete? That fundamentally changed e-commerce. It's all about network effects.
Selling access, not just products.
Precisely. Selling access to their massive customer base created this powerful flywheel effect.
And that theme, building infrastructure, being a platform, it pops up again massively with AWS, Amazon Web Services.
AWS, the quiet giant.
Maybe not so quiet anymore. Launched 2006, offering cloud computing, storage. Now it powers huge companies everywhere. Startups, big corporations.
Governments, universities.
Right. And it brings in, over 70% of Amazon's operating profit? That's staggering.
It's the profit engine, no question. Massively profitable.
But here's the kicker. It wasn't part of the original plan. Right? It wasn't about retail at all initially.
Not at all. It grew out of an internal need. They were building tools to manage their own complex, growing retail operations.
Just for their own development?
Essentially, yeah. To improve their internal infrastructure. The first service was S3, Simple Storage Service, in 2006. Then EC2, the computing part.
So they built this thing for themselves and then realized, hey, other people might want this.
Kind of accidentally stumbled into creating the modern cloud industry. They were way ahead of Microsoft, Google.
It's incredible, turning an internal tool, basically a cost center,
into a massive profit center. Exactly. It's maybe the ultimate example of Bezos's focus on efficiency and sort of monetizing every part of the operation. They built it for themselves, realized its value, and then sold it to the world.
Okay, so from the cloud, back down to earth.
Literally.
Your doorstep.
Yeah.
Amazon's obsession with logistics.
Oh, absolute legendary.
A mantra. Control the supply chain. Control e-commerce. Makes
It's
sense.
core to their strategy.
And the scale.
Yeah.
Over 1,100 fulfillment centers worldwide.
And increasingly automated. Remember, they bought Kiva Systems back in 2012. Robots everywhere now.
Right, the Kiva robots. And then Prime, 2005, free 2-day delivery. That was a game changer for loyalty.
Huge. Absolutely huge. It reset customer expectations across the board.
But their logistics focus goes even deeper than fulfillment centers and Prime. There was this secret project, Dragon Boat, for global inventory.
Always trying to optimize and control the flow of goods globally.
And they own so much of the transport now. Amazon airplanes.
Loose, but yeah, their own air cargo network.
Their own delivery vans, the drone program, Prime Air. They're even building an ocean freight system.
They're moving into every aspect of logistics, trying to control it end to end.
And this is wild.
Yeah.
They apparently tried to buy FedEx and DHL first.
That's the story, when they couldn't buy them.
They just built their own.
Pretty much. If you can't buy it, build it. It shows that relentless drive to control every link. Owning fulfillment, owning delivery. That's how they get the speed and reliability that differentiates them.
Sets the standard everyone else has to chase.
Exactly. A massive investment, but clearly part of that long-term vision for competitive advantage.
Let's circle back to Prime for a second, the Prime effect, because it's just, well, it's huge for loyalty.
It's a masterclass, really.
Launched 2005, $79 a year back then. Now it's, what, over 200 million subscribers globally.
An enormous subscriber base. And it's not just shipping anymore, right?
No way. Video, music, gaming, it's a whole bundle.
Keeps people locked into the ecosystem.
And the numbers show it works. Prime members spend like twice as much per year as non-members.
That's a key metric. Shows the value of that loyalty.
But apparently, even Prime faced internal doubts. People thought it would lose money.
Oh, yeah. Reports suggest it was mocked internally as a potential disaster. A money pit.
But Bezos pushed it through anyway. That long-term thinking again.
Willing to sacrifice short-term profits for long-term market share and customer lock-in.
And now Prime Day. Started in 2015. It's bigger than Black Friday for them.
Bigger than Black Friday and Cyber Monday combined for Amazon itself. It's a massive, self-created shopping holiday. Just shows the power of that Prime membership base.
Incredible.
Prime really is the perfect example of how a subscription model can just cement loyalty, increase customer lifetime value, even if the initial idea seems risky or unprofitable. Stick to the customer focus, play the long game.
Okay, so beyond retail, logistics, cloud, they've also pushed hard into tech, AI devices.
No, the hardware side and the intelligence behind it.
Things like Alexa, Echo speakers, Ring doorbells. Pretty common now.
Very much so, integrating into the smart home.
And behind the scenes, tons of machine learning, AI for recommendations, personalization, catching fraud.
Constantly optimizing using data.
Here's a detail I found interesting. The Amazon Go stores, the just walkout ones, that idea came from frustration with checkout lines.
Solving a common pain point with technology. Makes sense.
But this tech push isn't without controversy, is it? Like that patented wristband to track warehouse workers' hands.
Yeah, that drew a lot of criticism, raised serious surveillance concerns.
Understandably.
Yeah.
And the privacy issues with Alexa. Devices accidentally recording conversations.
That's been a recurring concern, too.
Definitely.
No, it really highlights that tension, doesn't it? The convenience and efficiency technology offers versus the potential downsides, privacy, surveillance. It's a trade-off.
A constant balancing act for big tech.
And one that society is still figuring out how to navigate. How much convenience are we willing to trade for privacy? It's a big question.
Absolutely. Now, another big part of their strategy, buying other companies. Diversification through acquisition.
Building out the ecosystem by buying key pieces.
We know the headline deals. Whole Foods, right?
Yeah.
$13.7 billion to get into physical grocery stores.
Massive move into brick and mortar.
Twitch, the streaming platform, almost $1 billion for that. Getting into gaming.
Huge in the streaming and gaming world.
And the list goes on. Zappos, MGM, Audible, iRobot recently.
So many acquisitions, big and small, across different sectors.
But some lesser-known moves, too. Like, they almost bought Netflix. Way back.
Yeah, early 2000s. Imagine how different things might look if that had happened, but they backed out.
Wow. And in India, they tried to buy Flipkart, the big local competitor.
They did, but Walmart ended up winning that bidding war. A rare loss for Amazon in M&A.
And then there's the whole private label thing. Amazon Basics, Solimo, these sort of covert brands.
Yeah, their own brands, often closely resembling popular products sold by third parties on their site.
Which has led to antitrust concerns, right?
Yeah.
competing with their own sellers using platform data.
Exactly. That's a major point of contention in antitrust investigations. Using their platform knowledge to undercut sellers, it blurs the lines.
So the strategy is clear. Control as much of the consumer's world as possible.
It seems that way. Weave Amazon into every part of your spending, your home, your entertainment. The private labels fit right into that, offering Amazon's version of popular goods, sometimes making it hard for consumers to even know they're buying an Amazon brand.
Okay, let's talk global expansion. Because it's not like they just conquered the world easily everywhere.
Definitely not. It's been a mixed bag in some
They've
regions.
hit strong competition in places like India.
Right. Local players, regulatory hurdles.
Europe has thrown up regulatory challenges too. And China. They basically got pushed out, right?
Yeah, China proved a very difficult market for them to crack against local giants like Alibaba.
So it's a tough global game.
Very complex.
And part of playing that game involves lobbying. They spend billions on it.
Significant amounts, yes,
Yeah.
in the U.S. and globally. Trying to shape regulations, influence policy in areas that affect their business, e-commerce, cloud, labor, antitrust.
And in some countries, like India again, they face accusations of hurting small, local sellers.
That's a common criticism.
Yeah.
The tension between a global giant's scale and efficiency and the impact on local economies and smaller businesses, it's a recurring theme.
Right.
It really highlights the challenges. You have different rules, different cultures, different competitive landscapes in every market. Adapting to that while also facing scrutiny over your impact. It's tough.
And that scrutiny, the criticism, it's become pretty intense over the years. The labor issues are probably the best known.
Yes, those have been very prominent.
Reports from warehouses, tough conditions, the whole pee in bottles controversy,
Yeah.
constant surveillance.
Leading to unionization efforts and strikes in the U.S. and Europe, it's been a major flashpoint.
Definitely. And then the antitrust stuff we touched on. Monopolization concerns.
The accusation that they use their marketplace dominance unfairly, copying successful third-party products.
And then boosting their own versions.
Exactly. That's at the heart of ongoing FTC lawsuits and EU investigations. Is it fair competition when you own the platform and compete on it?
A huge question for regulators.
Absolutely.
And of course, you can't talk about Amazon without mentioning Jeff Bezos' personal wealth, richest man in the world at times.
Over $200 billion at its peak. Just astronomical wealth generated.
And he stepped down as CEO in 2021. Andy Jassy, who ran AWS, took over.
Right, passing the torch to the head of the profit engine.
So all these controversies, the labor issues, the antitrust questions.
They really force you to think about the trade-offs, don't they? The incredible innovation, the convenience, the efficiency versus the social costs. Labor practices, market power. It's that central dilemma of modern capitalism at scale.
Yeah, no easy answers there.
Not at all.
Okay, let's try to pull it all together. The bigger picture. How did Amazon actually change the world?
Fundamentally, in so many ways.
Well, obviously, how we shop. That's the big one. But also how we consume media, reading, watching, listening. How we store data, thanks to AWS.
It made accessing goods and services incredibly easy, incredibly democratic in a way, at a scale never seen before.
But there are subtler impacts too, right? Like making two-day delivery the baseline expectation.
Totally. They force everyone else to adapt, raise the bar for the entire retail industry.
And AWS. And that's not just running websites. It's running governments, militaries, whole industries. The backbone is so much.
The underlying infrastructure for a huge chunk of the digital world.
And even physical impacts. Influencing city planning, traffic patterns because of all those warehouses and delivery trucks.
Yeah, the logistics network has literally reshaped parts of our urban and suburban landscapes. It's that pervasive.
So what's the secret sauce then, if you had to boil it down?
I think it comes down to maybe 5 core things we've seen repeated again and again.
Yeah.
First, customer obsession. Almost maniacal focus on the customer experience driving everything.
Right.
Second, relentless innovation. Always building, always experimenting. Think AWS, think marketplace. Often internally controversial, but game-changing externally.
Okay.
Third, scale and speed. That Bezos mantra, get big fast. You see it in their expansion, their logistics build-out.
Yeah.
Fourth, long-term vision. The willingness to lose money for years, like with Prime, to capture the market. Patience. And fifth, a culture of metrics and optimization. Everything is tracked, analyzed, tweaked, from warehouse worker movements to website clicks, data-driven to the extreme.
Customer obsession, innovation, scale and speed, long-term vision, and metrics. That sums it up pretty well.
I think those are the pillars that built the empire.
It really is an incredible story. From that garage, that ringing bell, to this global entity that shapes our cities, set standards worldwide. Just wow.
The ambition, the execution, it's undeniable.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah, something to chew on. When you consider just how influential Amazon is, its logistics power, its tech reach with AWS and Alexa, its retail dominance, what does that tell us about where commerce is heading? And maybe more importantly, what kind of responsibilities come with that level of pervasive power, affecting everything from small businesses to global supply chains to our own privacy?
That's the big question, isn't it? What responsibility comes with reshaping the world?
Definitely something worth considering as you click buy now.
Exactly. Food for thought. Continue your own deep dive into what it all means.